Hello, everyone. I don't usually do this. This is probably one of the only videos that I've ever posted, other than with my hemp crop and things like that. But I usually don't do this type of thing. But I tried a product recently from this company. It's pronounced Saba. I don't know, but anyway, bought a gram of this, just hemp flour. That's all it is. Boutique quality hemp flour is what they're calling it. Hawaiian haze. Um, and I tried it, and I was so impressed with it. Not only with the quality of the product and the effects of it, because I mean, this was, to be honest with you, this was my first time using hemp. Okay, because I've been using the real deal. Convinced that it was the THC that was doing the trick for me. And I did this, and I'm gonna do me a little rip on it right now while I'm talking to you. As a matter of fact. Um, but the smell of it is just, I mean, you wouldn't be able to tell this. You put this under anybody's nose and they're going to want to eat it. I don't care how much of a pothead they are. Uh, the smell of this alone will entice them to give it a try. But the effects of it, I suffer from PTSD and OCD. And I've been looking for meds, you to treat that and help me with my anxiety. And I've been, like I say, I've been using the real deal, especially concentrates, because they seem to. I mean, they definitely do work. Stopping anxiety and a panic attack dead in its tracks. And I'd been growing hemp, but never had tried it myself yet. I just hearing all things, and I do use CBD oil, and so that's why I was growing it. But I'd never smoked it. And I got this stuff, and I brought it home, and I gave it a try. I bought it at a little shop in Virginia, nearby where my home, and and everybody's up in arms on Instagram about that too. Well, I don't know how they can do that legally. Well, if you study, you understand that it is legal. This place is a block away from the local police department. The police are in there and have checked it all out, and they've got the letters that give them the. But anyway, point is, excuse me for a moment. So, as I was saying, besides the taste and the smell of this, the effect of it is what impressed me. I took two bong rips of that when I first got it home. I've been using it ever since because I felt like, man, I feel high. Man, but it really wasn't. But what it was all the euphoria and the uplifting feeling that I've been looking for in the real deal, with the THC, that is hit or miss. Sometimes you get it right, sometimes you don't. Well, this one was a first timer for me. I never used hemp, bought the first product, boom, it worked like a champ. So I'm just here to tell you, if you get a chance, find this company, look at their website, check out the testing that's being done and the products that they have. They also have wax and cartridges and all the typical stuff. But give them a try, give them a shout. They're good people, and I mean they've helped me. I mean their customer service is way beyond anything else I've experienced anywhere else. Very helpful, very approachable with questions, and I know that's hard to do when you're getting called, hundreds of times a day, and stopping and having to answer the same questions from people, But he lets that stuff roll right off of him. So give Chad a call. And other than that, I'll give an update on my status. I've been tried to get First Colony Cannabis Company off the ground here in Virginia with my hemp growing and processing, and I had a nice test crop of just 24 female plants of an unspecified variety that I was able to locate and grow here, and had plants that were 7 feet tall and beautiful. Hand tending each one every day because I wanted to see exactly what I could do, with a 70% disability, and mine's the anxiety disorder, so it's not physical. But the medications I'm on leave me dizzy and blurred vision and feeling like crap most of the time. And so I'm very limited in the physical activity I can do. And also learn that the medications also cause heat intolerance. So in the summer, working in the fields and out in the sun, I couldn't understand why I was feeling so bad and sweating like I'd never sweat in my life. So now I know heat intolerance from the meds. So because of all those things, I wanted to see exactly how much I could do just with my two hands, a spade, and a hoe, and that's about it. A drip line, let nature do the rest. I do have a horse farm, so I was able to fertilize this plot for my test over the years with horse manure, uh, composted horse manure that I kept a compost pile, and every now and then I'd get what I needed and just spread it out into that garden area. And the plants did fantastic. The breeder and the breeders forums, I had people making really positive comments on the quality and the appearance of my crop, and particularly the darkness. It was a blueberry strain, Jack Herer lineage. Um, but the stems were nearly black. They were so dark. And they were just starting to mature and make that transition from veg to flowering. And and like I say, at that point they were already right at 7 feet tall. So and they still had another 2 months of growth uh, behind them. So they probably would have been, I'm assuming, over 10 feet tall by the time uh, they would have matured, and I would have been harvesting this month, if not sometime next month. Um, it's September now, and but I had to get rid of all those because of a divorce and a split that made us put our farm up for sale, and the real estate agent refused. You might have seen the video. The real estate agent said that the house couldn't be sold in the state of Virginia with that in the ground, and check out the video on YouTube or Instagram if you'd like more info on that. But made it past that. We've got the house sold for a closing on 17 September, just a week or two away, where, I'm getting out with some skin on my back, and that's about it. I'll be able to get myself a little camper or RV of some type, and I'm going to travel the country and try to find work in this industry somewhere. So I'm not tied down anywhere. Can't stay here. My job has been with the U.S. government since I left high school. I've been with the Navy or employed uh, in that type of work since. So any professional work I do requires a clearance. I do have cybersecurity and IT skills that I could do elsewhere, but I've learned that that's just not really the life I want right now. I want to get back to myself. I'm a happiness, and I think I can do that in this industry with growing or being involved with hemp or medical marijuana. That too. I've got some skills. I've been able to prove. I don't have years of experience, but what I do have is OCD, and that causes me to research and read, uh, you know, continuously. I'm always in learning mode, and I learn quick, and I got a sharp mind. So that's how I succeed. So I've been able to have all kinds of successes in the internet industry with MindSpring Enterprises, starting out as an engineer, knock engineer with them. That was actually before they had a knock. I became the knock manager, and I built their network operations center from the ground up, and managed that department from the time we had 14,000 dial-up subscribers around the Atlanta area to over 2 million 4 years later, when I left the company as the knock manager and the training administrator for the company when it merged with Earthlink, as it's known today. So I retired. I left Earthlink because it was corporate and I couldn't stand that environment. And I jumped into the frying pan and became a defense contractor and moved out here to Virginia. And that's what I've done pretty much ever since until now. So, if anybody knows any connections, you need good hands, somebody with a good head, honest, hardworking, lots of talent, and a good resume behind me, and references, then I'd appreciate the help because right now I could use it. And I'm not really interested in working full time. I'd rather work part time if possible, or do consulting work, either in IT, security, cybersecurity, that type of thing. I think that's a needed niche in this industry, in this cannabis industry, because people often overlook it, you know. And if you don't have somebody looking, then you probably need some help. So why don't you keep that in mind too, either for your business or your friend's business or people you know, because I may be able to help. Nothing major or expensive as, you know, costing my arm and a leg. I'm fair, you know. I'm just looking to for income during retirement, really. And if I could also be involved with the hemp or the medical marijuana, hey, I'm all for that too. Because that was my ultimate goal, is to have actually have a veterans type of PTSD research center here in Virginia, where we can finally get to the truth on what is effective about this plant in treating anxiety disorders and panic disorders. Because it would be, for me, it's been a life changer, and I can't understand why, this is my OCD talking, I can't understand why our government, our legislators, our law enforcement, why everyone isn't on board on this. You know, 22 vets are taking their lives every day still. And I know why. It's because they've been shut out of society, you know, as I have. I was fine and very successful in my career, maybe not so much in my relationships, but at least my career. I was very successful because I was allowed to be a part of that environment and contribute to it. But the moment that I asked for help from the Veterans Administration and needed an accommodation at work to go to appointments and take care of myself, suddenly I was shut out. I lost my job, I lost my wife, lost my farm, lost my home, and having to start all over again for about the umpteenth time in my life because of these disabilities. So, you know, now it's time for me to enjoy life again. So I'd appreciate any help that I can get. Beyond that, I think we've got a resolution on the separation of our assets. I'll be moving out of here and into that trailer. Well, actually, I can't move in the trailer because I can't get a loan yet. So I'm going to have to wait a little while and hang out around here until I can get what I need, and get on the road and on to a better life. And beyond that, who knows? But I just wanted to open the discussion about the SABA, get that word out to you, update on how I'm doing, what my future holds, and hopefully I'll do this again sometime. Not really comfortable being on camera and talking about these things, but hey, if it can help somebody, then I'm all for that. So I appreciate your time, and thanks.